You good? How you doing? You good? Okay, couple things. One, NC State's a really good team. They got some really good players. Their guard play, man. Smith and Joyner are really good. Really good. So is Morcell. They're good. I thought there was a lot of good we did. Just we missed a lot of open shots. It's a make and miss game, and we just could not score the ball. And we had some incredible looks. Look, we were great on the offensive glass. I mean, we're really good on the offensive glass. That's been a saving grace of ours this year. Other than the Carolina game, and the only, Javon got hurt, and we were sending guys back. Other than that one game, we've been really good on the offensive glass. We did a great job for the they are one of the best teams in forcing turnovers, of us taking care of the ball. We've gotten back to who we are these last couple games of just taking care of the basketball, not turning it over. 16 assists on 28 made field goals, 18 offensive rebounds. It's just we missed a lot of open shots and we missed a lot of free throws, and it's a make and miss game. And when you're missing those type of great looks, we make a couple free throws, just make a couple threes, we probably win the game. But that's the way the game goes. Credit to NC State. I love Coach Keats. Does a great job. And they've got a really good team. So my thing is I told the guys, no woe is me. No one's going to feel sorry for ourselves. We got to keep grinding, got to keep working hard, got to get back in the gym tomorrow and keep extra shooting tomorrow, extra shooting Thursday, Friday, and then be ready to go on Saturday versus Syracuse. We're going to obviously get some opportunities to shoot threes in that game, so we're going to have to step up and make them and go from there. So that's the deal. And the other thing is we forced them. We did a nice job. They don't really turn the ball over a lot this year. We did a nice job of forcing them into turnovers. Just they hit some tough shots and we missed a lot of open shots. That's the difference of the game.
Recent games, you've gotten off to some good leads, playing, sharing the ball, that type of thing. It seems like they're not patient enough to stick with that, and that's when you start to lose that lead.
Well, I thought we've had good starts. I just thought, Rod, we had a segment in the first half again. I was talking, we've got to keep our lead, and then going into the half, we missed free throws. Davon in that stretch there had missed. He went to the free throw line. That's 4 points. Missed 4 free throws. And he's better than that. Davon's, obviously a really good basketball player. He just, so you make those. Usually, you're going to make those. And we missed a couple, like Debo in that segment, if you remember, had some great wide open shots. So, and he's a really good shooter. Just the ball didn't find the basket today. It was like a lid on the basket. So it wasn't as much on, we ended up with 16 assists on 28 made field goals. The way they play, things aren't going to be exactly perfect. Just in the end, though, is just we missed a lot of open shots. Which included free throws, which is open.
I think your guards finished the night, was it 14 of 44 and 2 of 19 from 3, which is probably, I would imagine, at the bottom of your time here, probably in a single game ACC performance. Well, what do you?
Well, here's what I said. I love our guys. I love our young men. We got incredible young men that represent Georgia Tech, and they're awesome human beings. But the facts are, we're not going to win if they're not going to, they got to perform and put the ball in the basket. And they didn't play bad when I say, they got some open looks, found their open guy. Just they got to produce and perform and put in the hole. So, and we've had, last game versus Pitt, we made good threes. It's just we had some great looks in some of these other games. And even in Pitt, when some times we need to score, we had some great looks. We just have not been able to make shots. So, again, it's, I believe in our young men. We got great guys. It's just, it's a player's game. The players, when they're open, they've got to put it in. And sometimes that's the way the game goes. If it's a make and miss game. And unfortunately tonight, there was a lid on the hoop. If we were standing on the pier, we wouldn't be able to shoot in the ocean tonight. It's just one of those unexplainable, including the free throw line. And we just and as I mentioned in my post game radio, I thought coming into the year we're going to be one of the best shooting teams in my time here as a head coach. I mean, we shot the daylights out of it in the summer, in the fall. We shot the daylights out of it against Vanderbilt, against Tulane. We just have not been consistent in shooting from three this year. Now, we came into this game about 35% from three during ACC play, Kelly. But, we've been very inconsistent on open shots. We've missed a lot of open shots this season. And that's, we've done a lot of good with offensive rebounding. For the most part this year, we've been pretty good at taking care of the ball. We've been pretty good on our assist on made field goal rate. We've been much better on limiting teams on defensive rebounding and guarding the three for the most part. It's just we just have not shot the ball well this season consistently. And open when we're open.
Okay. It seems like one thing gets solved, another thing pops up, and like you're saying, against Pitt, you shot the ball really well from three. Do you sense that confidence, or just kind of sort of an expectation that the bottom's going to follow, is sort of beginning to build with this?
Well, Ken, these are young men. They're 18 to 22-year-old young men. Losing's no fun for anybody, and these guys want to perform and play at a high level. These are competitors. These young guys are competitors, and so they have a competitiveness about them that they want to do well. And nobody likes losing, whether it's the coach, the assistants, the staff, the fans, the player. Nobody likes losing, and it can wear on you, and your confidence can get shaken, and it is a confidence. So much of everything is between the ears, and we just got to see the ball go through the hoop. I thought versus Pitt, we made some threes, but our guards weren't able to score in the paint. We missed a lot of layups. So we just got to have a game where we put it all together. And I just think we need a game where we just kind of get through that hump to get over that hump. Once we do that, I think we can get hot and get going. And hopefully Saturday versus Syracuse, you're going to have to make some open shots. Got to be ready to stick them and be ready to go from there. Now, look, Jalen Moore had a career high tonight and did some great things in the paint. I thought Rodney, Javon were, those guys are really good on the offensive glass for us. That's been our saving grace. We've been really good in offensive rebounding, which is important to me because that's an effort-based deal. That's not a skill thing. That's just about playing hard and effort, so that's important to me. The shooting part is a skill-based, and we're getting good shots. We're just not making them. So as long as we're continuing to stay on the offensive glass, and that's critical for me because that's strictly about effort.
Take two more. We'll go over here. Finish up with Rod.
I want to ask about atmosphere, because winning and losing obviously dictates a lot of that for how a crowd feels and who's wanting to even come to games. Notably at the end, though, the Wolfpack chant got noticeably loud. People will tell me they heard it on TV, and then the band tried to do a Yellow Jacket chant, and it fizzled out in seconds. Does that matter to y'all? Is that something that even registers to you and the team?
Well, I think number one is, look, we want the entire stadium to be filled of Georgia Tech, of Yellow Jackets, but I would say, I get it. I mean, I understand the fans' frustration. We're not winning, and we got to win. We need to win. To win the crowd, you got to win the game. Now, I think our guys play hard. They compete. They give it all they have on the floor. That's not they compete as hard as they can. But in the end, this is, big time college basketball, and you got to win the game. Secondly, I also think that for every school in the ACC, their top alumni base is here in Atlanta. So usually when the teams do come, there's going to be a contingent. It's been like that for a long time at Georgia Tech, and just the alumni base, when they have games here and when the schedule comes out, that's part of their deal because the most alumni base here in Atlanta for all the schools in the ACC. But we got to win the crowd. You got to win the game. And again, our guys play their butts off. They give it all they have. We just got to win the game. You get more wins, more crowd will come. It's on us for not winning enough. And we got to win to draw the crowd.
Smith, I guess, is the one guy you didn't want to get off to a hot start, and he got a couple of good open looks to start the game, and that,
Well, I don't know if his first one he shot at 35 feet. So
yeah, he's an unconscious shooter.
He was a first-round draft pick last year. He decided to come back to school. He had a chance to be in the first round last year, and he's a pro. playing on the floor. I mean, he could have stayed in the draft and been a first rounder, but he came back. And his first shot he hit was literally at 35 feet with a hand in his face. That's what pros do. And then like he had a couple other shots that, you know, guys are hands in their face. He had a couple quick moves. I mean, he's a pro. He's a draft pick. It's hard to be a draft pick in the NBA, and he's one of those guys. So that's why he does what he does. I mean, how about Ernest Ross, he had made a three, or he was 1 for whatever. Their bigs were like 1 for 20 combined in the entire year, and he hits a corner three, banked it in from the deep corner. I mean, how that happens, I was like, you've got to be kidding me, you know. But I thought Rodney had a couple good defensive plays on Burns in the first half, and he hit some tough shots off of 1 foot. But Joyner and Smith hit some big-time shots, and those are big-time shot makers, and they hit tough shots. They're really high-level guys. Smith's a pro. And we had open shots we just missed. Right. So credit to NC State on that. Thanks. Yep, thanks, guys.